Hi, my name's Brandon, and today I'm reviewing Morgan. Morgan is a sci-fi thriller drama that was directed by Ridley Scott's son. And going into it, I was really looking forward to it, but the trailers were really interesting. But then I saw some of the reviews and the early reviews, and they weren't too great. But I still wanted to go see it. And it's not a bad movie. It's not a horrible movie, but it definitely has an identity crisis. Like there's a lot of stuff wrong with it, and it's not as good as it could have been. But there's a lot of interesting things, and it just didn't really get them all. It's if Ex Machina already did everything that this film does, but 100 times better. So the basic premise is that there's this in the wilderness. There's some research group that's working on a human with nanobites in their DNA. It create a programmable synthetic DNA, so they can make it do whatever they want. So they're trying to probably make the perfect soldier or something, but they don't never really come out and say exactly that. And but before the movie begins, something bad happens. If you see a trailer, you probably know that Morgan stabbed one of the scientists in the eye. So the corporation sends in a risk assessor to see what's going on. So they sent out a risk assessor, Kate Mara, who was sent there to see if how that's progressing and if it's a viable new product for them. And that things go on, and that's just, once the another person comes to do tests on her mental state, that's when the shit goes right. So my biggest problem with the movie is that from the beginning, none of the characters are likable. They have Kate Mara, which is she's too kind of impersonal. Like she's not. So for all purposes, Kate Mara is the viewer's entrance into this world, but she's not likable. The acting is fine, but she's very kind of monotone. She's very she's not likable. And then all the other characters, the scientists, none of them act like scientists. They're all in love with this creation that they made, Morgan. And they're all this stupid. You watch them, and they're all looking at the other character that comes in oh, she's gonna take her away from us, and none of it makes any sense for that. And then Morgan, she only comes off as a freak. She's not likable at all. And then the psychologist comes in. He's a douchebag too. So there's no one to root for. There's no one for the audience to cling to for them to like and to want them to succeed or do anything. And it's just there's a lot of stuff that it could have been done. There's some interesting stuff, but it never really brings it out enough. I also found it was odd. The pacing is odd. For the first half hour especially, it's a very slow burn. And I enjoyed that, but it's getting a little long, especially from the trailer. It doesn't look like that at all. And then once things start going down, then it's kind of nonstop. It's almost like there's two different movies. And that's the other problem. When you think about when I try to describe what genre this movie would be in, it's almost like three different movies. Because the first half hour is just a drama, and then there's an action movie, then there's some science fiction too. But it doesn't really. I really don't think it knows what it wants to be. And also, I have to wonder if this was the director's final cut. Because it comes in at under an hour and a half, and that's never a good sign. And it feels like a lot of the movie might have been left on the cutting room floor to try to make it shorter, to make it more succinct, but then they just made it kind of heartless, the movie. I also want to say that towards the end, there's some fight scenes between two of the girls, and they're just some of the worst action directing and editing that I've ever seen. Like in these two 1 minute or 2 minute scenes, there must have been well over 100 cuts. Like these jump cuts that they can't even see what's going on in the action. Like they're so fast and they're so jarring and kind of have that little shake between that you have no idea what's going on. It almost gave me a little bit of a headache. And it's just horrible directing. Like to me, that should the director should go back to film school if he, or go back to his dad and learn how to film action and edit action. So I won't spoil anything, but there is a twist at the end, and this twist I could see it coming from the first couple minutes of the film. And it's fine. The twist is fine. I just wish they would have done more with it. For example, like they could have. I think it would have been more interesting if there were more hints about it throughout the film, other than just the acting. Like there could have been a lot more interesting things that could have happened between instead of making it the twist at the very very end. Like I couldn't think they could have done some better things with it. But other than that, I enjoyed the film, but I probably wouldn't recommend seeing it in theaters. Like if you see it on TV some night, it might be a good watch. But other than that, I probably give it like a 6.5 out of 10. Yeah, thanks for watching.